Hello, I'm Toycat, and this is Seeds Sunday, the weekly series I run on my channel where I show you seeds Minecraft console edition which are particularly interesting and worth checking out in some way. And this week's seed is one of those crazy interesting seeds where there's just lots of weird things you might want to check out, the biggest of which being a floating igloo, which is already pretty crazy, but it's a floating igloo in a desert. It's really strange to look at, it does have some free loot, it does have all the benefits of an igloo, but it's just floating there in a desert, so you can confuse your friends with that, or you can just look at it and be like, oh, this is a real thing. But it also has a bunch of other just weird glitchy stuff that looks kind of wacky, as well as nice places to start a house that I wanted to share with you all because it is just a little bit strange and different, and again, that's part of Seed Sunday that hopefully you all do enjoy. So you can like this video if you do like it, because it helps out the channel and lets me know you do like Seed Sunday. And in case you're curious, the first thing you do want to know about the seed is in fact the seed number itself. If you type in this seed, it's going to be on screen right now, then you'll spawn just over here on this, really nice cross between a plains, a savanna, and a desert. Like, as you can see, it's almost like a tri-point border where like they all meet at this exact point here, and it's really, really nice because again, the desert is this perfectly flat place, amazing for building a house if you just want to start and build immediately, again, for creative or something like that, or even in survival, you can chop down some trees, whatever. If you want to go, for the savanna biome, you've got yourself all the food as well as the trees, stuff like that, and soon to be the llamas. And then if you want to go to the, the plains / the desert, because it crosses over again, then you can find yourself your first NPC village that close to spawn. Here is the spawn, there is the NPC village, it's crazy close, and it's only the first of the crazy things you'll see in this seed. So yeah, looking around, as you can see, we've got this kind of interesting, kind of cross of like, houses being too close to each other, caves being there. It's a nice glitchy village. I like it. There's always interesting stuff going on here, and obviously there's going to be lots of trades as well, which is also another nice thing. And in case you are curious, the windows on the back of this aren't meant to be like that, so you can see they go a little bit strange. So yeah, I'd recommend separating them or keep it there as like a weird testament, like, oh yeah, Minecraft generated like this. And even if you want to, what I want to do when I look at this is expand it and add more villages to it, and kind of like just make this really dense cluster house thing. Because village houses are actually quite far apart. There's at least 3 blocks between them. Why not make it so they're right next to each other, like a weird alleyway in a giant city? Boom, idea that I want to do at some point. But with that said, here you can see, first village, kind of nice. The second thing near the spawn that's kind of notable is the fact that the stronghold is very, very close by. If you just go to this little, beach found over here, and you break 1 or 2 blocks, again, if you just break a few of them, then eventually what will happen, by accident, like it did here, is some of these blocks will fall right down. So if this doesn't happen, just dig down literally like 4 blocks, and just be like, oh, this isn't happening yet, let's break down 3 or 4 blocks, and eventually what will happen is you will fall through, and it will make a big chain reaction, and you'll end up in this little cave right here. And this cave is quite notable because the floor of the cave is made of stone bricks. I wonder why that is. Well, we know what that is because it's access to the stronghold. So yeah, the stronghold's quite nice for a couple of reasons. First of all, as you can see, if you break, actually these blocks appeared right here by default. You can just go straight through the ceiling like this. Kind of nice, kind of interesting, kind of weird, honestly. And then the second hole in the ceiling, because again, you can use this to get for loot stuff. This second room, as you can see right here, is actually the stronghold room. So I'd recommend digging like over here, not in the very, very corner over here. That's a bad idea. But dig over here, and you'll find yourself in the stronghold room. So yeah, that's one of the fastest spawns to strongholds with very few blocks broken. I always like it when it's this crazy fast because that is quite impressive. So again, all you need to do is head about 100 blocks from spawn, break down 3 or 4 bits of sand, break 1 block of stone, brick. You don't even need to technically do that because you can go through here and then follow it along if you really want to, and then you'll end up in the stronghold room. It's crazy stuff, and it's something you can find in this stronghold right here. Also, weird water stuff. But yeah, with that said, there's a lot of other weird water stuff, but the thing I think most people want to see is going to be the giant ice biome and the igloo that comes with it. So yeah, there's this seed actually has a lot of ice plains, which is or an above average amount, I should say. Like compared to the average Minecraft console seed, there's a lot of ice plains going on here, like just so much ice to build on, which is great because you can find stuff like this weird river which just curves in on itself and makes this this nice triangle point. Again, I think this would be perfect for a house because mobs don't spawn on the ice, so you could make your house here, light up just this one island, and then around you nothing would be able to spawn. It'd be really great, and it'd also look wonderful in my opinion. But as well as having this really weird ice lake, and if you wanted a small house, here's a smaller example. As well as a small ice lake, there's this giant lava pit which the polar bears are playing a little bit too close to for my liking. But as you can see, giant lava pit, great to find an ice biome. And then finally, the third big thing that you really like about the site, this ice plains biome, is the fact that just to the north of it, as you can see right here, the ice stops. It goes into a beach, which is weird because there's like icy desert over here because again it's weird stuff, and then it goes into a full-on desert, as you can see right here. There's dead bushes and everything, and then boom, there is an igloo floating in the air. I don't know what's going on with this because, again, it literally has ice in the corners. The ice really should melt at some point. But yeah, there's this just floating thing. It's floating because the thing needs to go on the ground at a certain level, and it's very, very strange to see. Like, on this side, it almost makes sense, but on this side, it just makes you wonder, like, oh, Minecraft generation doesn't always work as advertised, and it's something I do kind of like about this thing right here. So yeah, that's what you get from this little ice igloo. Let's go inside it though, because I'm sure you're curious, like, what's going on in here? Well, as you can see, it does have a tower, and you can tell because it's floating. That's one of my favorite things about them, where you can find yourself some chiseled stone if you want to. You can find yourself all these sorts of blocks. But most importantly, what you're going to see is you're going to find yourself a villager and a zombie villager. So you can convert one to the other if you really want to. I mean, I'd recommend converting. You can do that though. But also, obviously, you get your golden apple, you get some coal, and you get yourself your splash potion of weakness. So again, it's just kind of like, it's either free loot or it's two villagers. Whichever way you want to look at it is kind of nice. So yeah, and we can trade our rotten flesh that we have too much of and get some goodies for it. So also, if I'm not mistaken, I hope I'm not, if you just mine just a few blocks behind them, so just keep mining this way, you find yourself a ravine over there. So yeah, as you can see, the thing actually mined, the bottom of the igloo, the building, actually caves right into the middle of the ravine, which is kind of nice like that. I don't know, there's just something kind of wacky about seeing that there that you might like and you might want to explore. Also, this just hits a random wall right here. I assume it's because of the river above, but still, it looks really, interesting to see a ravine with a just hard wall on one side that maybe you haven't seen before. So let's go back in this. Actually, that just breaks the ceiling, because if we do this, things will go a little bit messy, I'm sure you can tell. If we go through the ceiling just like that, then what we're going to find is another interesting thing about this desert, because the desert is like a bunch of mini desert islands. Like, it's quite strange actually, but one of these desert islands connects into a mushroom biome. So as well as having an igloo in the desert, there's also a, you'll find mushrooms in the desert just like this, which is kind of interesting. And yeah, you find this little island right here, which is perfect for all the mushroom need. You know what, mushrooms, best mob still. It's nice that you find one in pretty much every seed. Like, it's not that notable to find one, but it's still really great that we have one right here. And if you don't use pre-generated seeds, then this might be a surprise to you, because those don't get igloos every seed, and that's a nice little change. Also, we have a lone single savanna tree right here, kind of lonely, exists in 3 biomes at once, it seems. Like, this looks like it's either, ocean or, extreme hills, and then desert, and then savanna. A little bit weird, but maybe that's your thing. And then if we head further to the north, we find some of the weird glitchy stuff that I wanted to mention earlier because, again, it's just really strange to look at. So, for some reason, something about the seed, or maybe it's just about the way it generated in relation to the water, means that a lot of the water generates in weird ways. Oh, but first, let me show you loneliest roof forest tree in the world as well. It's just one tree on its own little island. Obviously, it expands to over here, where there's like 3 trees, and they're like friends, and then it expands over to here, where there's another 3 trees. But still, you gotta feel bad for this one tree, just lonely sitting on this little island over here. But no, we're not here to feel bad for roof forests sitting by themselves. We are here to show you some pretty interesting water stuff. So, the first one, again, there's quite a few over the seed of like tiny stuff which you normally see, but in this particular seed, I saw some that were a little bit worse than you normally expect. So let me, in the meantime, show you this roof forest. As you can see, there's another one here, and then there's one over there as well. And then, actually, okay, here it is. So as you can see, this is the first bit of weird water. Again, you can just you can see through the water, which is nice because this, this works as like a glitch thing where you can actually see all the way into like, oh yeah, there is some clay. We can see the clay from over here. That's nice. I mean, we can see it better anyway because of the night vision potion, but still, you can use this to find clay. You can see under the lily pads, something you don't normally expect. If you break a single block, by the way, the water will start flowing. So any of these blocks around here, wouldn't recommend it. But yeah, you can see all these blocks that you can't normally see. Isn't that wonderful? But also, just over here, even weirder in my opinion, is this bit of water right here. So this was clearly meant to be a lake that just didn't turn into one. So it has a block of water, understandable on the wall, and then it has this block of water, which generated on nothing. So you can stand in water, and you can drown yourself, if I'm not mistaken. Let's drown ourselves. You can actually drown yourself in one block of water, just like this, which is something most people normally don't get to do. When was the last time you drowned in a one block of water? I mean, it probably never, right? Because it's not meant to be possible. But you can do it right here normally, and you can confuse people as to exactly what's going on. So yeah, ever wanted this to happen? That's a thing you can do in this update. So let's move on from this. Again, there's a few more glitchy water things on the seed, but there's also a lot of lava pits. There's the one in the ice biome, there's one in the savanna biome, and then there's one, if I'm not mistaken, right next to the spawn as well. We'll come back to that later. There's a lot of other interesting, deserts and hills stuff, but there is a second village. Most importantly, second village contains a blacksmith. It's not the most exciting blacksmith in the world. Usually I'm like, oh, is it going to be diamonds? Is it going to be crazy stuff? And it's like, oh yeah, there's iron. I mean, it's nice, but it's all the way on the other side of the seed. But still, it's something you can get access to if you want to, all the way over here. I guess that's nice. And if we head to the far south on this corner of the world, we'll also see our second set of ice biomes. Again, this seed has an above average amount of them, which is really nice because we got this giant mountain over here. Again, covered in ice. Then we've got a savanna biome in between it, and then we've got another ice plains, and then another mountain covered in ice. Again, this one Perfect if you want a corner of the world just to yourself. Not sure why you want that, but it's a thing you get. And yeah, polar bears, if you ever want them to be angry at you, you can totally make that happen. So yeah, this is what you get from this corner of the seed. Let's go back to the spawn just to show you the last few lava pits, because there's one over here as well. So that's 3 lava pits so far, 4 if I'm not mistaken. And then finally, just by the spawn as well, there is another couple of them, which means that if you want to have lava, at the surface, so you can go to the nether really easily, this seed has got you covered in too many ways. I mean, you only need 1, to be honest, but still, if you want to have 5, because there's 1 here, 1 there, then that's something this seed has shown you, and I think that's kind of wonderful right there. So yeah, this is this week's Seed Sunday. I hope you did all enjoy it. Hopefully, you're all interested in checking out the floating igloo, because let's be honest, I mean, what is going on with it? Like, why is it existing there? I can't say for certain, but yeah, weird glitchy stuff, interesting seed. Hope you all enjoy it. Like if you did like it, share if you really liked it, subscribe if you're new around here, because I make videos like this one every single day on my channel, and if you subscribe, you'll see them daily on your homepage. Thank you very much for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Goodbye.